I'm so happy to get to share a few minutes with you this morning. I'm Whitney Espick. I'm the CEO of the MIT Alumni Association, if we haven't met, but at the same time, it's great to see so many familiar faces. I'm back at ALC in person. We were together last year in person. This is an even bigger group and more familiar faces. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. You're going to have a great time. All right, so this is going to be a thrilling 36 hours. I don't think that's an overstatement. About each of the moments I have with you is just really precious, though, because any moment I'm introducing or talking is a moment that we are not able to use later today to talk about artificial intelligence, empathy, and networks, which we will do, to recognize our volunteers and support our Volunteer Training Academy, which we will do, to get to know the 129th president of the Alumni Association, Robert Wickham, which we will do, and to welcome our 18th president, Dr. Sally Kornbluth, which we will do. You get the idea. We have a lot to do, right? It's going to be good. We have so much to do, in fact, that President Kornbluth only gets 5 minutes, so maybe talk fast. Kidding aside, it's a busy day here in Cambridge, not just at MIT, but at that other university nearby that shall remain nameless. And she has an important but unavoidable conflict that constricts her time just a bit. She's delighted to be here. I think you'll be surprised by how much she can accomplish in just a few minutes. She's a quick study, is my experience. Did you hear that for the first-year convocation, President Kornbluth learned, I think it was in praise of MIT, and then she leapt in and joined the corollaries in singing it, all in a few minutes? Is there a better example of jumping in all with both feet to MIT's very special culture? I don't think so, and I couldn't do that. So I just want to applaud that singing ability. But before we get to our talented new president and the other dazzling subject matter experts you'll hear from today, I want to speak to the area to which I bring just a little bit of firsthand experience, and that is you all, the MIT alumni community. We live in an astonishing time marked by unprecedented problems and untold promise. It's a time that needs everyone in the MIT family and all that you can offer. If you heard President Kornbluth's inaugural speech, you might remember her saying, "Never has the world needed MIT students and its alums more than it does right now." Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member of the MIT alumni family and for caring so deeply about what this place can offer to the world, to our students, and to each one of you. And with that, I'd like to welcome to the stage MIT's President, Sally Kornbluth.
Actually, there were a lot more words in that tech song than I had anticipated when I said that I would join it, and it was really fast. But anyway, and thank you for your leadership of the Alumni Association, and good morning to all of you. I'm delighted to welcome you to the campus for this year's Alumni Leadership Conference. This is my first semester, fall semester at MIT, and so it's my first ALC. So I'm thrilled to have the chance to speak to all of you and share my deep appreciation for your dedication and your service and your willingness to give up a weekend. So as MIT alumni, you bring so much to the table: compassionate, ethical leadership, a drive to innovate, and the same level of rigor that you'd apply to the most challenging academic work. I'm incredibly grateful to have the support of this fantastic team as the people of MIT come together and make real impact in high impact fields like climate, like AI. So let me back up just a little bit. So when I arrived at MIT in January, I started a campus listening tour. I've traveled to DLCs, I've traveled to dorms, I've traveled to events, I've traveled to all the schools, anywhere where people would agree to show up and talk with me. And not surprisingly, I was just blown away by the brilliance of this community, the ingenuity of MIT's faculty, students, alumni, and staff. Literally around every corner, I found something unbelievable, amazing, mind-blowing. And, you know, I was immediately pulled in by the energy of this place and inspired by the passion that people at MIT have for knowing how things work and how to make them work better. And across the Institute, I also heard very clearly that people are eager to do more, and to do more together. So in a letter to the community last week, I talked about one of the things I've been hearing consistently, an intense desire to come together in meaningful ways to meet the grand challenges of our time, to organize ourselves across the Institute for positive impact. If we can harness that desire to connect, that collective power, we really can do more. We can be greater than the sum of our parts, and the world needs us to do that. I believe that MIT has an urgent responsibility to figure out where we can make the greatest impact and work together to deliver practical solutions, especially in areas like climate and AI, where the whole world is looking to MIT for answers. This is a lot to take on, even for a place as exceptional as MIT. But we need to do this, and we need to meet the sense of urgency to this work. We just can't think about how we might do it someday down the road, because honestly, as a society, we're running out of road. MIT alumni seem to have a natural impulse to connect and to collaborate, to find creative solutions together, even under the most difficult of circumstances. And I'm sure absolutely no one wanted to try celebrating their reunions remotely, but from everything I hear, our reunion class volunteers and the Alumni Association were able to make this work brilliantly. So all of this to say, we're counting on all of you, your wisdom, your insight, your hands-on hard work to help lead MIT into the future. At next year's ALC, if we do this right, we will be able to celebrate all we've accomplished together over the last 12 months. We probably won't have completely solved climate change or figured out exactly how to manage AI, but I hope that we will have been making real, measurable progress. And I hope we all have some fun along the way. As Whitney indicated, I would really have liked to spend some more time with you today, but there's a big event happening up the road that I've been asked to attend. For those of you who only pay attention to news of MIT, Harvard is inaugurating its new president. And in keeping with the MIT spirit, I tossed around a few ideas for hacking the ceremony. But with a sense of collegiality, I decided against it. So it's probably best to leave the hacks to our students anyway, who are much better at it. In any event, I look forward to meeting many, many more of you on my welcome tour and throughout the year. But for now, let me simply say thank you. And I hope you all have a wonderful time on campus, and I hope to see you all again soon. So thank you.